amane mu pocket, tambula body street, shoes are my target.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable.
Olo cash is gone, netaga yo kaloni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone.
We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good with MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Mera ngenze mboni pa Sam anazanya roto nganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kuba ngo oyingire mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebindi wanasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulator.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
On the 28th of March 2025, once again, this is News Tonight. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Elizabeth Nakakoni is already with us on sign language. Now, as we delve into the bulletin, judiciary officers have been urged to always dispense timely justice as they execute their duties. This call was made by Bishop Joshua Alwere, the General Overseer of the National Fellowship of Born-Again Pentecostal Churches of Uganda, during the Judiciary Thanksgiving and Prayer Breakfast held at the Judiciary Headquarters in Kampala.
According to the Judiciary Annual Performance Report for the year 2023-2024, the AMU crossed the year with 45,588 case backlog, with over 230,000 cases, which were disposed of by different courts across the country. With the pending backlog cases that have hindered justice to litigants, it has portrayed a bad image from the judiciary to the public. Although there are several factors that led to the increase in case backlog, Bishop Judiciary urged judicial officers to always dispense a timely justice to litigants and to be good supervisors of themselves as they do their work.
To dispense timely justice requires hard work, proper work ethic, and time management, good time management, self-discipline on time management. When you leave judiciary, you now go back to your own estate, farm, whatever. But you only succeed to the degree you utilize this time here.
Bishop Ruele adds that delayed justice does not only affect those who use court, but even the country's economy.
A society which only wants to acquire without creating wealth runs into spiritual and later on economic bankruptcy. That's how companies, institutions, empires, and civilizations fail. A public servant or employee is a steward of national resources and accountable for the decisions he makes. When you betray a trust, you are stealing.
With the need to address the prolonged challenge of case backlog, the Deputy Chief Justice Richard Ibutera expressed the need to embrace alternative dispute resolution mechanism than ever before in handling cases.
We all have a role to play in the delivery of justice and the administration of justice. Let's work together for a just Uganda, a just Africa, and a just world. And most importantly, for just families that we live in. We cannot give what we do not have. I invite all of us here to support and implement ADR, because as a Christian, you have a duty in peacekeeping. It is your duty as a Christian to reconcile people.
Eliminating themselves from corruption tendencies and to be mindful of their code of conduct as judicial officers was also included in the Deputy Chief Justice's message to judicial officers.
Judges should be people, and I dissect the following characteristics. 1, capable. We need to continuously equip ourselves with the knowledge. We need to carefully study the cases we handle, write our judgments properly so that the public we serve has the confidence that we are capable people. Can you account for your salary? Do you work as much as you should, or do you find opportunity to adjourn cases without genuine cause? If you are collecting the salary at the end of each month, and yet you have missed work for some days, that too is dishonest gain.
This was unveiled during the second edition Judicial Prayer Breakfast and Thanksgiving service that was held at the Judicial headquarters in Kampala.
We do this work for the Lord and for His own goodness, for the gratification of His name and for the benefit of His people. Once we have understood our role as judicial officers, we cannot but thank God for finding us worthy to exercise His delegated authority.
The service was attended by judicial officers from different courts across the country. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansuga, UBC News.
Now, Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, has disowned claims by the embattled South Sudan Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, accusing Uganda of using chemical and heavy weapons in South Sudan. Speaking to UBC, the Acting Defense Information Officer, UPDF, Colonel Chris Majezi, refers to these allegations as petty, politically motivated and baseless.
With our presence there now, it has brought in some reassuring and encouraging development. In fact, foreign nationals from many of the countries in Europe and North America, the United States and Canada, evacuated their nationals. They came here in Uganda to Entebbe, and others proceeded to other places because of that emerging security threat.
Well, we will be bringing a full detailed story in our subsequent bulletins. As we move ahead into the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Health has introduced our 21 matrix M malaria vaccine into the immunization routine schedule in all public health centers. This has been communicated by the Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, at the press conference held at Uganda Media Center in Kampala.
Malaria remains one of the most pressing public health challenges, with Uganda among the 11 nations contributing to 70% of global malaria burden. In 2024 alone, Uganda recorded over 10.9 million malaria cases, resulting in 3,582 deaths. With research carried out, the Ministry of Health has introduced R21 Matrix M malaria vaccine into the routine immunization schedule.
The vaccine is expected to cover over 1.1 million children under 2 years of age. Malaria vaccine is administered intramuscularly by trained healthcare workers. A 4-dose schedule ensures full protection, and it is given as follows. The first dose at 6 doses at 7 months, the third dose at 8 months, and the fourth dose at 18 months. Like other vaccines, children who come late for doses should still receive their vaccine. But we always encourage caretakers to vaccinate on time for maximum benefits.
The Minister for Health, Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng, says the vaccine is to be administered in 107 districts with high rates of malaria infections. She also explains how the vaccine works.
The vaccine is an injectable vaccine that triggers the immune system to prevent Plasmodium falciparum, the deadliest malaria parasite globally, from infecting and multiplying in the liver. This intervention helps to prevent severe malaria and associated complications. Regarding the malaria vaccine introduction plan in Uganda, Uganda is undertaking the largest malaria vaccination rollout to date.
Parents have been urged to take their children that are between 6 months and 2 years for vaccination.
Parents and caregivers to embrace the malaria vaccine. Please ensure that children aged 6 months receive all the doses of the malaria vaccine to ensure optimum protection. In addition, ensure that all children receive their vaccinations in a timely manner to protect them from vaccine-preventable diseases.
On 7th March 2025, the country received and flagged off the distribution of over 2 million doses out of the total quantity of 3.5 million doses of malaria vaccines.
Expansion to the rest of the districts will be carried out as funds to procure more doses of the malaria vaccine become available, and government has already committed to this. The vaccine will be given free of charge. It will be integrated with existing malaria prevention tools, including insecticide-treated nets, indoor residual spraying, seasonal/perennial malaria chemo prevention, and environmental control measures.
The official launch will be held on Wednesday, 2nd April this year at Boma Grounds in Apak District, where President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is expected to be the chief guest. Suzanne Nabo, good day. Stephen Kalishia for UBC News.
Now, the Always Be Tolerant organization, a Battle Peace Awards ceremony held at Hotel Africana in Kampala emphasized the importance of tolerance and coexistence plus mutual respect as vital components for sustainable development. The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, officiated the event.
Effective communication, tolerance accompanied with effective communication will save us.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, has asked politicians, social media users, and the public to refrain from actions that could incite conflict, such as insults, misinformation, and falsehoods.
I am now fixing, I'm switching you off. Baba. We are dead. Okay? I'm just reminding you of the contradictions that we stay with. And call upon you to be so tolerant. Be so tolerant.
Nankabirwa was officiating the Always Be Tolerant organization, Abeto, Peace Award ceremony, where she urged Ugandans, particularly politicians, to prioritize peace as the nation heads into the election season.
Do you know, in Uganda it is a crime to annoy Kabaka. And the Kabaka of Uganda says, simanyi lwaki maapu eno tekuliko Buganda, simanyi kyetegeeza. That thing alone, whose is it? We don't know.
Ours is here. Yes.
Whose map is it?
We don't know.
Somebody told me that map is not a political map. It is a map to help demarcate when you are offering services. But the maps are going around.
The chairperson, Abeto Moses Musana, emphasized the need for peaceful elections in 2025-2026, encouraging all Ugandans to embrace Abeto's values that promote mutual coexistence.
Tolerance, peace, respect, appreciation, and coexistence. Those 5 values, if everyone takes it at heart, I think we would have a wonderful country, a wonderful family, a wonderful community, because if you respect one another, I think there will be no problem. The parliament will not have all those fights if there is respect of one another. And indeed, this peace flag has been presented to the Parliament of Uganda.
During the ceremony, the Minister of State for Health, Margaret Muhanga, used the occasion to dismiss long-standing allegations regarding the sale of goats worth billions, clarifying that she has never owned a goat.
Go ye out there, be tolerant to everybody. Some of you have got very high offices. Respect everybody, from a cleaner, because if that cleaner didn't come to office, your toilet would smell and you'd know their worth. So go out there and respect everybody.
This year's Peace Award recipients included key figures such as Ombudsman Betty Olive Kamya, Permanent Secretaries Dr. Agre Chivenge, Minister of Gender, and Dr. Kedres Tuliagenda, Minister of Education, UBOS Head Dr. Chris Mukiza, Director of Uganda Investment Authority, Dr. Robert Mukiza, and former Acting Executive Director of KCCA, Frank Rusanyakana, among others. The event, moderated by human rights activist Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana, also featured keynote speeches from senior peace expert Stella Sabiti and former Makerere University Don Professor Said Abid.
Designing a peace syllabus which will be used in the schools in Uganda, so that the new generation of Ugandans is brought up in a kind of environment where they appreciate the sense of tolerance and peace.
I want to survive, to take care of you. By taking care of you, I'm taking care of myself. And I know that in forgiveness, reconciliation, in the field of peace and security, peace building, and all that, the real values, we don't ask for forgiveness before we ask for forgiveness to ourselves.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you very much there, Sudat Kaye. Now, former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda has joined the rest of Ugandans to pay tribute to the fallen veteran journalist Shaka Ssali, who died in the United States of America. Rugunda, who went to school with the deceased, describes him as a professional journalist.
Later in the program, we'll give you, the audience, a chance to call and talk with our guests.
For the last over 20 years, this was the known voice and face of Straight Talk Africa, a popular television talk show on Voice of America.
I have to tell you frankly that as far as I'm concerned, this program is rather historic.
One dignitary after another, many appeared on this show to answer questions related to the welfare of Africa.
You know very well how close I was to your father.
Yes.
Shaka Ssali, as he was popularly known, always asked the hard questions.
General, this might of course sound a little bit ironic because there are some people, in fact, who look at you and say, you know, you used to be the hunter, and now it looks like you are the hunted. If that were to be true, how does it feel for you, really?
But how did he end up in America? The journey of his life began in Kawale district of western Uganda.
For different reasons, he took a shortcut, joined the army, became a paratrooper, drove a BM vehicle, and eventually decided to go back to the United States, where he fled because he disagreed with Idi Amin.
Shaka Ssali's professional approach to journalism earned him the admiration of many, something Dr. Rugunda wants upcoming journalists to match.
Because in this program, he would bring on board and interview presidents, ministers, governors of central banks, and many other leading personalities. It became a program for educating people in Uganda, people in Africa, people in the diaspora, and of connecting Uganda and Africa with the rest of the world.
All these are facts that are well known to his childhood friends and old boys. They recollect how he became Ssali, a name commonly associated with central Uganda, despite hailing from the western part of the country.
Shaka Ssali joined the army when many Ugandans were actually running away from the army, but he joined and was in the elite paratrooper regiment.
In Kabale was this great evangelist, Ezekiel Baraba, a Muganda who lived in Kabale and was for a long, long time. And he had his children there. One of the heroic children was Ssali. And then we've said that Ssali, later at Butobere and out of Butobere, rhymed the names. His father was Mushakamba, Shaka, Mushakamba. And he told me, later he coined these two, Shaka, Ssali. But by Butobere, we already called him Ssali. That's what had been called, because I think of the origin of the Ezekiel Baraba's son, Ssali.
In all he did, Ssali's love for Africa was always intact, as heard in this statement.
In the meantime, get better, not bitter Africa, and please remember to keep the African hopes alive.
It is a statement Dr. Rugunda is familiar with and what it says about the continent.
And Shaka Ssali, by saying that we should have hope in Africa, again, this was a great Pan-Africanist talking. He saw light at the end of the tunnel.
Shaka Ssali, a renowned broadcaster of all time, died on Thursday, 27th March 2025 in the United States of America. As of now, burial arrangements are not yet publicly known. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you very much there, Henry Okrut. May his soul rest in eternal peace. As we move ahead, scientists and policymakers have discussed an innovation approach to tackling antibiotic resistance through bacteriophage and viruses that specifically target and destroy bacteria. This research, spearheaded by experts from Malaria University and Phages for Global Health, aimed to explore the potential of resilience in antibiotics.
Professor Jessica Nakavuma, a microbiologist at the College of Engineering, Medicine and Animal Resources and Biosecurity, Makerere University, explained the significance of bacteriophages.
Our interest is to put our heads together. We know that these agents work. How can we avail them in Uganda? What should be in place in order for us to have the products readily available to the consumer, the farmers down there, and maybe the clinics if the doctors need it.
With antibiotic resistance on the rise due to misuse of medication, researchers are seeking alternative solutions.
There are viruses which use bacteria to grow, and in so doing they kill the bacteria. It is that ability to kill bacteria that we are exploiting, to use them in controlling bacterial infections and contamination. So these bacterial pathogens, I'm going to just refer to them as germs, although even viruses are germs. But the ones that we are referring to do not cause disease. They only affect the germs, the bacteria.
Dr. Toby Negel, head of Phages for Global Health, highlighted the global implications of antibiotic resistance, predicting that by 2050, 10 million people could die annually from untreatable infections.
This will be much bigger than COVID in terms of the death toll, can you imagine? And so phages are an alternative to antibiotics. They're naturally occurring antibacterial agents that
One of the key advantages of bacteriophages is their potential to reduce the use of antibiotics in animal farming, preventing the spread of resistant bacteria to humans through food consumption.
They could be used to treat infections in people, animals, crops, aquaculture, possibly even on hospital surfaces. So there's a lot of different applications. It's easy, as I said, to isolate these phages, and potentially less expensive to develop them than new antibiotics.
Stakeholders are working towards a comprehensive national plan for phage research and implementation, with hopes of establishing Uganda as a leader of phage therapy in Africa. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, in the area of the Green Economy Corridor, the Central Corridor is undergoing a transformative shift from a traditional transit route to a vibrant green economic forum. This ambitious initiative aims to leapfrog into green technologies, promote climate change mitigation, and establish climate resilience.
To accelerate this vision, technical experts from the 7 member states, including Uganda, convened in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, to discuss the way forward and lay clear strategies. The meeting, supported by the German Development Corporation, focused on fast-tracking efforts to transform the corridor into a model of green economic development.
The expert came from the all member states. They came with a proposal for consideration by the board members.
The Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitations Agency Strategic Plan for 2021 to 2026 prioritizes transforming corridor from a transit transport route into green economic development corridor. This comprehensive approach includes the development of roads, railways, inland waterways, border crossings, logistics hubs, all geared toward sustainable and efficient trade.
It came a stage where we were obliged now to come and to submit to the executive board the outcome of the first step of this transformation. And that's why during this extraordinary board meeting, we held 2 days of meetings based only on the transformation of the Central Corridor.
Member states Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, and Rwanda made a decision to move to the second phase of the corridor development. James Mawa Watson, a focal person at the Central Corridor Stakeholders Consultative Forum, was among the participants and shared insights on Uganda's role in the initiative.
We are looking towards the transition to the economic development corridor, because we also wish to have the linkages to the areas of resources, so that there is value addition to these resources, job creation, and of course we minimize being an import-based corridor, but we can export more.
Green economic development embraces the idea of the Central Corridor region leapfrogging to green technologies, climate change mitigation, and climate-resilient infrastructure. Uganda, as a member country, has acceded to international conventions for environment protection, underscoring its commitment to sustainability.
Under the IMO, the International Maritime Organization, Uganda acceded to the Marine Pollution Convention, which looks at minimizing pollution from maritime transportation. Yes.
Marion Awori and Dennis Sigowa for UBC.
Nabilatuk district leaders have commended Nabwin Zonal Agriculture Research Development Institute for the genetic improvement of local Karamojong livestock in the region. This was during the learning visit to the institution in Lorengwat sub-county.
Karamoja sub-region is a semi-arid area with variable climate regime inhabited by the Karamojong people, who are agro-pastoral community. Many farmers in the region have not benefited highly from their farming, especially on livestock. This has been attributed to limited knowledge about the benefits of livestock. Upon this backdrop, Nabilatuk district leadership have embarked on a benchmarking visit to Nabwin Zonal Agricultural Research Development Institute in Lorengwat sub-county to acquire new skills for farmers. At the institute, they were taught about crop production, livestock, among other technologies for Karamoja sub-region.
While semen on our local zebu, first insemination we got this cow as a calf. That was our first generation. I would call it first generation. We got it as the first cross of Saiwal. Then we retained her here. Then we gave her another semen of Saiwal. Then it gave us her daughter, this one. First daughter. You've seen her daughter from the other one to this one. That is what I want you to appreciate, that this one has not yet produced its hay.
We encourage our beekeepers that we diversify from only looking at honey, and we also do what? Process what? Beeswax, propolis, and bee venom.
They were led by the Nabilatuk District Chief Administrative Officer, Richard Madete.
What we want to see find in our homes.
We have seen fish ponds that we thought were never possible within Karamoja.
and everybody has gone excited to start the fish ponds in their homes as personal promoting for the ones that are resilient in our areas and the pastures. So all this for us is an excitement as a district of Nabilatu. We want other people of Karamoja to come and visit Nabui.
What the leadership has to do is to make the people, the communities aware of what exists here, the knowledge, the skills that can be adapted from this institution.
The natural resource technician at Nabuin, Zardi Agnes Amongin, sensitized leaders on recommended tree species that can be grown in order to protect the environment.
We have started with the 12 species that are adaptable to the region that we have tried currently under this hot scorching sun, and we're able to raise them and they are surviving, and right now they are ready for transplant. Pick these tree species and plant also in their homesteads to provide them with shade, also act as windbreakers, then fruits.
The Director Research at Nabuin Zardi, Dr. Walter Odong, called on more farmers to embrace the initiative and learn more skills and how to adapt to new technologies.
Through the district leadership, through the district councillors, we're able to reach out to more. They're going to be the voices of the institute in the farming communities, in their localities, but also with different government programs, government departments, and development partners, so that they're able to understand and tell them exactly what the institute does, what kind of partnership the institute needs, to make sure that we advance the agenda of agricultural transformation.
Nabuin Zardi is in charge of developing research technologies for both Karamoja and Teso sub-region in aspects of crops, livestock, fisheries and natural resources. I'm Nafka Farida and Maureen Yiga.
Things for which we keep these cows, there are reasons for which we keep the Karamoja.
And in the area of strengthening healthcare, the Ministry of Health has provided 250 beds and 250 mattresses to health centers in Kisoro district to improve on patient care and overall well-being. Let's hear more in this report.
And 250 mattresses. This is a very big achievement in 3 months. We pray for Mafumbera to keep also supporting her, because she has also demonstrated that she is really rough and she has a robbing skill and she can support everyone.
Kisoro District Woman Member of Parliament Akifeza Grace has delivered 250 beds and 250 mattresses to various health centers in Kisoro District to enhance healthcare services.
That is Chahafi Health Center 4. The manifesto is being fulfilled. I don't know whether
Achifeza expressed gratitude to the Ministry of Health for prioritizing Kisoro and assured that each health center 4 would receive 20 beds.
General Hospital ibitanda 20, Mutorere Hospital ibitanda 20, Muramba Health Center 3 ibitanda 10, Nyarubuye ibitanda 10, Nyarusiza 10.
She reaffirmed her commitment to supporting health centers still in need and commended medical staff for their dedication while emphasizing the importance of sanitation.
Health Center 4, Ruhuguri Health Center 4 is here.
Kisoro District NRM Chairperson Philemon Mateke reiterated the government's commitment to equitable service delivery and applauded Achifeza's efforts.
Gateriteri, Remera, Teko, Gasovu, Buhozi, Rubuguri.
Bufumbira South MP Dr. Niyonsaba Seruganda Alex praised Achifeza's proactive approach.
Contractor yabonye down payment. Mugihe kitari cyakure araza gutangira kuba ku muhari. So muri kureba ibyo bintu bya president kunda dukundaga. Nibyo biri kuza
District Health Officer Dr. Nsabiyumva Stephen welcomed the initiative, citing its significant impact on healthcare.
That's what we need from them as MPs. We need what we call electricity, roads, hospitals, schools. Those are areas where we need them most.
Vice Chairperson Alex Ndayambajimana encouraged Achifeza to continue lobbying for more projects. Other district officials, including Maneze Rukundo and Haj Badru Sebyala, echoed their support.
So we need people like this one who are going and lobby to uplift the health and other well-being of Bafumbira.
The Ministry of Health responded swiftly to concerns raised by area leaders about the urgent need for hospital beds, leading to this intervention.
For what we have received, we have many leaders. They work and we appreciate. But what Kipesa has done today, it is beyond. We have received.
Well, still to come is business and sports. Now, let's take a short break and return with more.
Come on, Nemo pocket, Tambura body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission, internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo karoni, niga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable!
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Welcome back now into business. Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, has clarified on allegations that Buganda was removed from Ugandan map, which sparked debate within the public. According to UBOS, the map making rounds on social media was released by perpetrators that with their own intentions. Let's hear more in this report.
Currently, there is a map circulating on different social media platforms indicating all regions with their names, apart from Buganda being named as North and South Central. This has forced officials from the Uganda Bureau of Statistics to visit Buganda Kingdom headquarters to officially clarify on the alleged map. Dr. Senono says this was done by people with their intentions aimed to annoy Buganda and Baganda.
There is no way Ubos can fight Buganda Kingdom because we know Buganda is there. As Ubos, we want to assure people of Buganda, especially the youth, do not accept to be misled.
He adds that the Bureau has got a strong relationship with Buganda Kingdom, and it was more observed during the recent census as it partnered to ensure the census went smoothly.
We came and agreed to work with the kingdom during the recent census. So, we cannot be the same people to say Buganda is not on the map. Whatever you watch and hear are people with bad intentions.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, represented by the Minister for Information and Official Kingdom spokesperson, Israel Kaziwe Chitoke, has commended UBOS for coming out to clear the allegations.
I commend UBOS for coming out to clarify on the issue of the map. When we heard about this, we issued a press release advising people to remain calm.
Chitoke said Buganda has existed for centuries, thereby advising people to forget about the alleged map.
UBOS has showed us all the documents and are all clear. I appeal to people of Buganda to concentrate on issues that develop the kingdom.
Meanwhile, UBOS has supported the Kabaka Run and bought kits worth 5 million Uganda shillings. Marion Awori and Andrew Sebira for UBC.
Well, as we return to our previous top story about UPDF, Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, has disowned claims by the embattled South Sudan Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, accusing Uganda of using chemical and heavy weapons in South Sudan. Speaking to UBC, the Acting Defense Information Officer, UPDF, Colonel Chris Majezi, refers to these allegations as petty, politically motivated and baseless.
It is almost 3 weeks since Uganda rushed to South Sudan to quell tensions following reports of renewed unrest. However, the move has been widely condemned, although many have applauded the gesture. Till date, Uganda justifies the need to help a neighbor whose house is under fire.
With our presence there now, it has brought in some reassuring and encouraging development.
Speaking to UBC, Colonel Chris Magezi said that the worst had befallen South Sudan to the extent of forcing foreigners to flee the country.
In fact, foreign nationals from many of the countries in Europe and North America, the United States and Canada, evacuated their nationals. They came here in Uganda to Entebbe, and others proceeded to other places because of that emerging security threat.
According to Uganda People's Defense Forces Acting Information Officer, Colonel Chris Majezi, South Sudan was headed for a civil and political war had Uganda not stepped in on time.
If the UPDF had not intervened as we did a fortnight ago, South Sudan would be in full-scale violence right now and on fire, with people dying in their hundreds or even thousands.
Uganda maintains that there was no harm in siding with the legitimate government of South Sudan.
There is a legitimate authority in South Sudan, and that is the government of South Sudan, headed by His Excellency President Salva Kiir. And we are there because the authorities in South Sudan requested the government of Uganda for assistance.
According to the UPDF, this latest intervention is backed by Uganda's long-standing relationship with the world's youngest country.
Even when they attained independence, we have continued to stand by their side. Uganda has paid a very significant price in support of the aspirations of the people of South Sudan. Our own soldiers died in South Sudan.
In a letter dated 23rd March 2025, authored by South Sudan Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, Uganda is accused of violating international and regional treaties by allegedly invading South Sudan territory with heavy weaponry.
There is no basis or truth in those allegations. I think Dr. Riek Machar is driven by other ulterior motives. For starters, he is very irritated and does not like the presence of UPDF in South Sudan because probably he thinks we stand in the way of his own personal ambitions, which is, I think, quite unfortunate.
The same letter also accuses Uganda of allegedly carrying out Air Force and mechanized strikes against civilians, as well as using harmful chemicals in South Sudan. However, this has been rubbished by the Kampala Command Center.
We do not have any chemical weapons in UPDF. We have not applied any heavy weapons anywhere. Actually, we have not been engaged as we speak in any violent hostilities with anyone.
For now, it is not yet clear as to when and how Uganda will withdraw its forces from South Sudan, but according to the UPDF, safety and security situations will determine the end. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Robert. Now, residents of Kaseta village in Butembe, Chankwanzi district have been ordered to return to their land following allegations of illegal eviction orchestrated by Kiryadongo Resident District Commissioner RDC Dan Muganga. The directive was issued by Minister of State for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja during a meeting attended by senior government officials.
The affected residents, led by the children of the late Jacob Chinyira, accused RDC Dan Muganga and a one Asuman Kasolo of forging a title deed for Block 781, a piece of land covering 1 square mile. Mr. Tony Kagwa, a former employee of Asuman Kasolo, confessed to being unknowingly used in the alleged land grabbing.
Dan Muganga, ngabajena Asumani, ngabanda bayagala nanga muntu yange. Nali sina kyakola kubanga Asumani alina ebikolobero bingi nnyo byakoze ekiboga omuli n'okutta abantu, okubba amataka g'abantu n'okutta abantu. Nasina kyakola ndanga muntu nagibawa ne batandika okuprocessinga ebyapa.
Present at this high-level meeting was Senior Presidential Assistant on Special Duties, Fiona Barungi. In response, Minister Mayanja ordered RDC Dan Muganga to vacate the land immediately and instructed the Chinyira family to reclaim their property.
95% kili kutaka. Kakati kwe, bobo manyiti oli land broker. Omulimu gwo kutunda taka. Wala disitoja ya kijarwa kakati limutire olwali.
Following the resolution in Chankwanzi, Minister Mayanja proceeded to Singo Lwankonge, Dwaniro in Chiboga district, where Block 541, Plot 14, belonging to the late Luwaga Kato, had been occupied by Major General retired Samuel Waswa.
Samuel ngade kya mwami ono
tisibwa ne buturayo makagamwe oba ne muwekwekeyo nga batutetaka oba ne nobeereyo ng'oli bwoti nti olw'okuba ali mutaka alina emundu yalwana Major General kyoyo ayagala kutwala ekitali kike.
Representing the Kato family, local MP Kefa Chiwanuka condemned land grabbing by government officials.
Minister Mwanyinaze Fiona kyenjagala mutegeere ebintu bino entalo zino zemuliko, it's a chain, it's a doctor, it's a cobweb.
The minister, acting on a directive from President Yoweri Museveni, ordered Major General Waswa to vacate the disputed land.
Waliwo nabano balwana kati kubanga ye yalwana n'alabanga yamanya nti ono afudde ettaka liri wali kanzije mpambe bannanyiniyo we bali oba olina ccepe ennene nnyo genda ogule ojja kusanga ettaka lingi nnyo.
Earlier this week, President Museveni commended Minister Mayanja for restoring displaced families to their rightful land. However, he urged him to remain impartial and take action against all illegal land acquisitions.
Now about Ramadan, a special Post Bank Uganda has extended its support to local community with a special focus on Masjid Kalerwe in the spirit of giving this Ramadan.
Post Bank Uganda has demonstrated its dedication to uplifting local communities by providing much-needed assistance to Masjid Kuba Kalerwe. This gesture aligns with the essence of Ramadan, a time for reflection, charity and generosity. Post Bank Uganda's Chief Retail Officer, Ibrahim Keto, commended the leadership of Masjid Kuba Kalerwe and the broader Muslim community in Uganda for their devotion to faith and their commitment to the values of the holy month.
Today, to stand with our communities, and our commitment is to continue doing it beyond even Ramadan like we have been doing before. And we are very happy to be in Kalerwe this time.
As part of its support, Post Bank Uganda has donated assorted food items to 200 families, ensuring they have the necessary provisions to celebrate Eid al-Fitr with joy and dignity.
You appreciate it, you take it. We shall continue to work with you going forward. We also heard that there is a mosque project going on in the area. I will give you my commitment that we shall continue to work with you, even on that project, to see that we can move forward in this community. And we thank you for the opportunity you've given us to stand with you.
Sheikh Haruna Bakuba, chairman of Masjid Kuba Kalerwe, expressed his gratitude for the timely donation, emphasizing its significance in helping families celebrate Eid.
Naddala Masjid Kuba ano muzikiti gwaffe gwajja naye alhamdulillah twakazimba ekizimbe kyaffe kyali kipya tulina obwetaavu bwa kapeti n'obwetaavu bw'emizindaalo n'obwetaavu obulala ekifo kyaffe kyazimbibwa tiles nkubiriza bannayuganda bonna abalina obusobozi okubeera nga mujja okutuyamba inshallah taala.
Through such acts of charity, Post Bank Uganda continues to make a tangible impact on the lives of those in need, fostering unity and compassion within the community this Ramadan. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News Tonight.
Now, farmers in the district of Malaria have started adopting coffee growing as part of poverty eradication project.
5 farmers in Malaria district have so far embraced the coffee growing initiative as part of poverty eradication in their district. This was disclosed during the Farmers Diversity Seed Fair organized by National Agricultural Research Organization in partnership with Buginyanya Zonal Agricultural Research and Development Institute, Food and Agriculture Organization at Kuju Sub-County Headquarters, Malaria District. The Farmers Diversity Seed Fair was held under the theme Building Resilience to Climate Change Through Exchange of High-Quality Seeds. Malaria District Agriculture Officer Moses Okimu revealed that the district has incorporated procurement of coffee seedlings for farmers in its development plan starting this financial year.
In Malaria now, we can be able to grow coffee. We have tested with some farmers who have grown coffee and it really performs very well. You'll find that when it has fruited to the level that it even breaks the branches. So we looked at it and said, no, why don't we take this further? So we are quite sure that coffee is going to become one thing that Malaria will be proud of besides the traditional cash crops like cotton.
I say, let me go and taste coffee in a Ngere village. I found that the coffee can grow better and even the yield is good. So I want to advise people now to grow coffee.
The Director of Research at NARO, Buginyanya Zadri, Dr. Nasa Kasozi, explains that they have come up with over 10 varieties of Robusta coffee and also expect to release Arabica coffee soon for highland ecologies.
So we are encouraging farmers, and as the President has already mentioned, that coffee is the way to move people from subsistence farming, commercial, and also improve their livelihood.
Fowfield Officer Coordinator of Lango and Teso Sub-Region, David Dickens Ogwang, emphasized sustainability, ownership and adoption of major interventions as this project comes to an end this year.
It's about, because of the climate change, it's about conservation of those seeds. Our purpose is just to make so that farmers showcase what they have seen Mori has shown.
When we look at this theme, it resonates with us as a district. Therefore, when we look at different varieties of seeds, especially those that are drought resistant, that works for us here at Malaria.
Farmers have also been sensitized on advantages of adapting new technologies of inputs that are friendly to the climate change.
It is also something of value. That's why we're also advocating, sensitizing the farmers that we also go for it, for coffee planting also.
More farmers pledged to grow coffee if seeds and knowledge are provided for them. The 5-year coffee project is funded by Global Environment Facility and the Government of Uganda, with co-funding from partners like NARO.
Now, before we sign out, as we step into the world of sports, Kampala Queens Football Club has had its last training session ahead of the FUFA Women Super League game that will be played at Philip Omondi Stadium.
We are playing Rennes on Saturday. Rennes is not an easy team, it's a stubborn team, but we are ready and focused to play against Rennes, and we expect 3 points from them so that we continue topping the table and to achieve the trophy of this season. To our fans, we really thank you for supporting us. You've been always there for us, and we call you upon to come and support us like ever before. Thank you.
Our game against Rennes, I will say the team is prepared. Yeah, we remember to play with them. The team was a bit physical, aggressive, tactically good. Yeah, I believe their coaches have done some good work to put the team together. And looking at the previous game they also played this weekend, I believe in our ladies that when they come, they will be able to win for us the game, able to display the good football that we always talk about. And here we are at home, so we believe we shall get the positive results. About the injuries, we do not have any injury in our camp. I would say the ladies are all good and set for the game.
Well, that's it from us. Thank you once again for choosing us and allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Elizabeth Nakakone is with us on sign language. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Kama nemo pocket, tambula about the street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netaga yo karoni. Nyiga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good. With MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We thank you so much for following all our programs, and I welcome you to this week's edition of One-on-One with Michael Jordan Lukoma. Like I always say, we discuss variety, but as long as it is a topic pertinent to the good of yourself, your family, your community, and the beautiful part of Africa, Uganda, you will see it discussed here on One-on-One with Michael Jordan Lukoma. Now, there are so many agencies of government that do different work. One of those is the Equal Opportunities Commission. This is a commission that does some work that we are going to understand, but why have we chosen to talk to them? A few weeks ago, it's like a month, they released a report about the field that they handle. A number of things were highlighted in this report, but we wanted to get to understand this report with them and see what exactly did they release. How do they gather this information in a way of checking the factuality of the information, and anyway, after releasing the report, what next with it and the findings that they gave us as the public. So we are here to talk to them, and we're going to talk to the chairperson herself, that is the Honorable Hajet Sophia Narule Joko. Hajet Sophia Narule Joko, and she's the chairperson, the Equal Opportunities Commission. We are here with her, and we are so glad to have you, Hajet.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
How
you.
are you doing?
Very well.
We knew you for some time as a member of parliament, now Equal Opportunities Commission. How is give us a picture of the shift from the other road now to this one.
People may not maybe recall, but the question you are asking me are some of the results of the good, progressive, affirmative action policies brought by His Excellency the President.
Okay.
Yes.
Break that down.
Yes.
I want everybody to.
Yes. When when I finished university, of course, the President came when I was at university.
Okay. 1986.
Was it 1986? I was at university at that time. Okay. I was at university. So when I finished, actually, for us, we found the NRM government running. But the progressive affirmative action I'm talking about, for example, the Constitution itself was giving opportunity for marginalized people to also participate and benefit from the development of this country. Okay. At decision-making levels,